This is lecture 1.7a. There's going to be two more parts to this because this lesson is a little bit long, plus it's just really important to get, so I'm going to really slow down here for you. The first part of this lesson has to do with exponents. Okay, so start thinking way back in your math career years and years ago, and you've got exponents and you also have base numbers. So let's say, for instance, we use as a base number a 2, and our exponent is a 3. It's a smaller number called a superscript. It's up higher than our base number. And that number does not tell us to multiply 2 times 3. It tells us how many times to multiply the 2 times itself. So 2 times 2 times 2, 3 times. So 2 times 2 is 4. And take that answer and then multiply that 4 times the third 2 and get 8. So 2 to the third power equals 8. Okay, so it works with any number. We can put 3 to the fourth power, and that means 3 times 3 times 3 times 3, which equals 3 times 3 is 9. Times 3 is 27, times 3 is 81. So 3 to the fourth power is 81. Okay? So, just a couple different rules that you're going to run into as far as exponents are concerned. Rule number 1 is, what if I have a number to the first power? Well, that means I'm just not multiplying 3 times itself any times. So, how many 3's do I have there? I have 1. If this were 3 squared, it means I multiply 3 times 3. How many 3's do I have there? 2. How many 3's do I have there? 1. So any number with a 1 as an exponent is going to be itself. The next special rule, I guess you could say, is what if you have a 0 up here as an exponent? Without going into the theory of why it works, let's just know that any number or letter, absolutely anything that has a 0 for an exponent, is going to give you an answer of 1. Doesn't matter. If I have a, b times the square root of 61 over 16, and if I put a 0 up here, the answer is 1. Okay? So anything to the 0 exponent gives you an answer of 1. So 237 to the 0 exponent is 1. Okay. Which brings us to the next section called the order of operations. And the order of operations, we use different ways of grouping in order to make sense of what we're doing here. So let me just show you an example from English. Bob said John is tall. Okay. Now, if I change the punctuation on this, we can have it say a couple different things. I can have it say, Bob said John is tall. So, John said Bob is tall. Okay. John said John is tall. I could make a few changes. Let's take off my grammar there. And I could say Bob said John is tall. Okay, so just by changing my punctuation around a little bit, it says two different things. And that's what the order of operations says. We need to come up with rules so that when we get an equation or expression like this, there's two different answers. I can do 4 plus 5 is 9 times 2 equals 18. I can also take 5 times 2 and get 10 plus 4 and get 14. So I can get 14 or I can get 18. So both answers are not right. So what do I do to get the right answer? Okay, so I have to come up with some rules that tell everybody that does math what they need to do in order to get the same answer. So, for instance, if I want, let's write this again here. If I want the answer to be 14, then I need to tell people that we're going to put parentheses around here first to tell us we're going to do that first, and then we're going to add 4 to it, and that gives us 14. If I want 18 for an answer, I'm going to put the parentheses around this, so that I'm going to add 4 plus 5 as 9, and then multiply that by 2 and get 18. Okay? So it just depends on what you want the problem to say, is how to punctuate it. Okay? So, we have a certain rule to follow, and let's just write it on here. Lots of people learn this in different ways. Some people learn it as please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Junior hires like to say please electrocute my dear Aunt Sally just because they think they're funny. Me, I just leave it as PEMDAS. Okay, and what that does is it tells you the order that you do things. So this is parentheses, this is exponents, this is multiply, divide, add, and subtract. Okay, in that order. And if you look at the rules in this section, there's an order of operations, and it just gives you an idea of how to make this work. So let's try one real simple. 4 times 8 minus 2 times 6. Alright, so it says do what's in the parentheses first. Well, I don't have any parentheses, so I'm done. It says next do the exponents. Well, I don't have any exponents, so I'm done. And this is where it gets a little bit tricky, right here. It says do the multiplication and then do the division. But we are going to make this 1 here. Okay, what this actually means is start on the left-hand side of the equation and move to the right, and whenever you see a multiplication or a division, you do it. Okay, so either or, and we'll try one of those in just a minute. And then once you're done with the multiplication and division, you do the same thing with the addition and subtraction. You do all the addition and subtraction as you come to them from left to right. Okay, so according to this, we've already checked off the parentheses and the exponents. Now we do the multiplication. So we look at that. We don't do anything with the subtraction because we still have multiplication. 32 minus 12. Now we do the subtraction. And we get 20 then as our answer. Okay, so I'm going to leave the PEMDAS up there. And let's try another one here. Let's do one that looks like this. 5 plus 2 times 7 minus 1. Okay, so we do what's in the parentheses first. 5 plus 2 times 6. Okay, done with that. Don't have any exponents. We have a multiplication, so we're going to do 5 plus 12. We're going to do the multiplication there. So we're done with that. We did the exponents. No division. We have an addition. And we do that, and we are done. Alright, so let's try one that's a little bit trickier. Let me just erase what I need to erase. Alright, so this one says 9 times 2 to the third power plus 36 divided by 3 squared minus 8. Okay. No parentheses. We've got a couple exponents here. We've got one there and one there. So we're not going to do anything else except those exponents. 9 times 2 times 2 times 2, multiply 2 by itself 3 times, is 8, plus 36, divided by 3 times 3 is 9, minus 8. We did our exponents. Now we're going to do the multiplication and division from left to right. Okay, so 9 times 8 is 72 plus, oh, there's a division. We're going to do that one. 36 divided by 9 is 4 minus 8. Okay, so we took care of our multiplication and division as we came up across them from left to right. So 72 plus 4, and we're going to do the same thing with the addition and subtraction. As we come to them, we're going to do them. 72 plus 4 is 76 minus 8. ends up being 68 for our answer. Alright, so that is PEMDAS. So you should be ready for the next video.